to speak out, and we have a lot of emotions, many of us, but we got to be cool about it. Alright, when I announce all these demands, I want to hear you guys show that you're with them. The first is that we demand a freeze of all rents in the Mission District. We also demand that all evictions and SF stop. We need to keep families in their homes. We demand to stop all market rate development in the Mission, and from now on, building only deeply affordable housing. We need to stop the proposed development of luxury condos on 16th and Mission and build affordable housing in the following 5 sites: 24th and Harrison, South Van Ness and 24th, Mission between 16th and 15th, 17th and Folsom, and Shotwell and Cesar Chavez Street. We also demand that the city of San Francisco declare a state of emergency due to the current eviction crisis.
We demand that the city invest in long-term business in the Mission so that necessary repairs are made without suffering financial hardship, leading to forced eviction. We demand that the city provide incentives for property owners to keep long-term Mission businesses. We demand that the city provide relocation assistance for any evicted businesses. We demand that the Mission be recognized as a site of Latino culture in SF and invest in preservation. We demand that new business recognize that the Mission is a working class Latino neighborhood and stop racial discrimination in their place of business and hire bilingual local residents for all positions. And lastly, we demand all tech workers, shuttle buses stop operating within residential neighborhoods and local community lines which local residents rely on. Our first speaker for today is Jose Luis Pavon. Give it up for Jose Luis.
¡Que viva la misión! I can't hear you. ¡Que viva la misión! ¡Que viva la misión! ¡Que viva San Francisco! ¡Que vivan las familias! ¡Que vivan los trabajadores! When I say whose city, you say our city. Whose city? Our city! Whose city? Our city! When I say whose streets, you say our streets. Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! That's right! Thank you everybody for being here. It's a great honor to speak here today in this historical moment of struggle. I want to start what I want to say by first thanking the committee of leaders that organized this march. And I want to thank all the elders and all the warriors that are here in the crowd. I see Eva Royal is out there who fought with Cesar Chavez. I know Ray Balberon is out there. He's been fighting to end violence in the community. He's right there. Right? And I want to give respect to the Ohlone indigenous people, the first people of the Mission District. The first Latinos in San Francisco, the first Mexicanos in San Francisco were half Spanish and half California Indian. We have always been here. We will always be here. We are not immigrants here. We are not renters. We are indigenous to the Mission District. This is our land. People look up. My family came here in the 1940s.
That's symbolic right there. Oh my God, look at that.
Oh, wow, there's a hawk up in the air.
Look at that.
That's here joining us today. My family came here in the 1940s as braceros, and they came to work here in the restaurants. My family, your families helped build this city. People from the mission, Latinos from the mission, Irish people from the mission, people of all ethnic backgrounds. We built the Golden Gate Bridge. We built the Bay Bridge. We served the food. We cleaned the houses. We're the gardeners. We're the labor in this city. We run the city. San Francisco has a long history of class struggle. The Ohlone Indians burned down the roof of the mission when they were enslaved by the Spanish here. In the 1930s, when the longshoremen went on strike, a short walk from here, right on the bay, they had to send in the National Guard to try to stop the strike, and people from the mission were there, and we fought back. During the Civil Rights Movement, every major leader of the Civil Rights Movement had to come to the mission because they knew they could count on us because we had their back from the beginning. Right now, this city is changing into a place where families are not welcome, where elders are not welcome, where artists are not welcome, where workers are not welcome. That is sick. It's inhumane. I want all the young people in the crowd, raise your hand, all the young people in the crowd. We're counting on you. We're counting on you to fight. You come from a long legacy of warriors. And we're counting on you to fight for San Francisco. And I'll close it with this. The tech bubble is gonna pop. It always does. The tech bubble is gonna pop, and this tech boom is gonna collapse, and the working class are gonna take over San Francisco all over again. And you want some proof? You want some evidence? You go 10 miles in any direction, and this city is surrounded by the working class. This is our city. Whose city? Whose city? Whose city? ¡Que viva la misión! ¡Que viva la misión!
2 months ago, we were shut down by an on-duty police officer who had a list of false allegations to try to stop us from getting our entertainment permit. And she actually shut us down. We were inspected by every single department in the city. And all of this is because of one neighbor that called my niece a dirty Mexican and didn't like the music. But because of people that help in the community, like David Campos, who did a lot for us, we finally got our entertainment permit. And tomorrow we're going to celebrate in the patio and make a lot of noise, dancing and having a good time with Adelante, who is the Mission District Salsa Band. So please come. But I just wanted to say we didn't have to go through this. If we would have sold out to anybody, we would have been fine. We were offered over $200,000 just to rent the place. How can you compete with that? But we decided to go with the Banuelos family, who used to be at La Posta up the street, and they were the first people to get evicted to put condos there. Our mission, no eviction, basta, yeah. Our mission, no eviction, basta, yeah. Our mission, no eviction, basta, yeah. Our mission, no eviction, basta, yeah.
For my eviction, and I want to thank Stacy Powers, Sara Guerra. I feel blessed that I have friends that care so much. Thank you very much, and I see faces, people coming up to me, they're also getting evicted. They're also being LA sacked, and I feel for you. And over here in the corner, Galeria La Raza, in 1972, Ralph Maradiaga and myself started the Galeria. And it wasn't to make money. As back then in 72, we did the first Dia de los Muertos. If you go today to South Market Cultural Center, the Dia de los Muertos, I work with my son, Rio Yanez, and we worked to put together this thing, and it was out of love. It's out of our soul for our community. We wanted to make it diverse, to reflect what San Francisco is. So please come by and see it, South Market Cultural Center. It's at 934 Brennan, and you'll see that we're working really hard for our community. And Supervisor Campos Avalos are here. They were very supportive before the Board of Supervisors. I went and spoke about cultural eviction, about that we need cultural preservation. Right here in this mini park, Mike Rios and myself started. Mike Rios, who painted those murals, lost his house. He got evicted from his house. That's the kind of cultural deportation that's happening. If a mural gets painted over, people get upset. But when a muralist gets evicted, nobody says anything. So let's speak up for this artist. So thank you very much for this opportunity for me to speak. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all your love and good wishes. And I hope that we keep up the fight. Let's stop this unlawful deportations. And I want to give a shout out to my person that cuts my hair, Teresita. She's down on 22nd between Mission and Bartlett. She's being evicted. She is a very kind person. She's a very good person, and she's being thrown out. And what's going to take her place? That's my question. What's going to take our places where we go eat, where our shop, where I get treated well by other people? So let's support Teresita. Thank you very much.
The street fair. You know, my nephew has a car club called Frisco's Finest Car Club. And we know it's a car club. We've been together over 30 years, bikes, and everything is positive. You know, unfortunately, people put low riding as a negative thing, gang members, but it's not. You know, we've raised toys every year for the last 20-something years. We are raising toys for the fire department of San Francisco and for Toys for Tots. And we'll do it again. It's a Saturday after Thanksgiving at the Bonanza Bar. So, you know, come donate a toy. But anyways, like I said, this car club, people think it's negative. But in 2010, when the Giants won the World Series, the very first World Series, which is a great thing, I was able to get 5 cars in the parade. We had Bruce Bochy with the World Series trophy. We had Bruce McGowan, the owner. We had Tito Fuentes, ex-baseball player. We had Senator Dianne Feinstein in one of our cars. And just to prove, you know, I have to hold this up. Yes, my arm hurts, sorry. You know, to show you. So, but anyways, the reason I got to make the point is that, so anyways, on Cesar Chavez Day, I came with my nephew because we had the car set up for this festival. So we said, let's go have something to eat for breakfast. So another person who was with us said, hey, you know what, let's go to this local corner on 23rd and Bryant. I want to try it out. And I said, yeah, I want to try it out too. It's a new place. So we walked over here. There were 6 of us. Two of them were my niece and nephew. One is 14 and the other one was 12. And we came here to come eat. And there was 2 people on the outside table. And there was, I think, 2 or other people inside the restaurant. So I walked into the door and I asked the lady, 6 people. There was a lady on the ground, kind of cleaning something, and she kind of looked up with the deer in headlights. So she looked at the guy behind the counter and she kind of looks at him, didn't say anything. She's like, he's like, can I help you? I go, yeah, 6 of us. And then he says, we can't accommodate you. And at first I didn't trip. I thought maybe he had to move tables. So we're like, okay, well, wait a minute, right? So we're kind of waiting. And then he says, no, we can't accommodate you. I go, well, what do you mean? You have tables inside, right? And then he go, we kind of can't, right? He does kind of stuttering, kind of like shocked, didn't know what to do. So, you know, we're like, well, we can move tables together. We didn't mind eating separately because I have a big family. We're used to doing lots of tables. And he just kept saying they couldn't accommodate us. And then, you know, and then he kind of waited, paused a moment, and he goes, well, you didn't go to a restaurant over there on 24th Street. And it's like, what are you talking, you know, like, what? I didn't, you know, at first I didn't get it, what he was trying to, you know, say to us. And I kind of looked, we all had our Frisco's Finest t-shirts. That's how I kind of put the point on the car club. And it's like, what do you mean? You know, it's like, you know, there was people, we didn't mind waiting if they just moved the tables, right? We wanted to eat at this place. We had money. It's not like we were going to pull a runner. But it was like, you know, he looked at us, you know, so I kind of like just told my niece and nephew, come on, let's just go. They go, what? I go, let's go. And so my nephew came back and he went to the front and he just thought we had to wait. And I go, and I'm like halfway down the block, I go, Vince, let's go. He goes, what? I go, let's go. We're going to go someplace else. I go, let's go to Sunrise down the block. And, you know, it's good food there. Right? And so as we're walking down towards in the block, and he goes, what happened? And I'm like, I don't want to say anything because I didn't want him getting mad. I go, let's just come on, let's go, let's go. And my niece goes, oh my God, did they just not racial profile us? I go, yeah, they didn't let us in. And there was no reason why they did not let us in. No apologies, no nothing. And so we walked and we went to Sunrise. And we had a great breakfast at Sunrise, right? So my niece walked out when we were ordering and she called up the restaurant and left a message. And then she yelled it, you know, and said what happened. Came down, she put it back up, it came down. It was kind of a ping pong thing. I think it's down now, but whatever, you know, it's, you know. But I told her, you know, as we were walking, you know, we'll do it, we'll fight them another way.
Many of our people, Filipinos, Samoans, Latinos, Caucasians, Africanos, who were born and raised in this community, who are no longer here. And we said, enough is enough. We fought the dot-com industry, and thank God they bubbled out, and they're gone. Dot-com gone. And we pray today that this tech industry bubble up and break down and get out of here. But today we stopping in front of here, in front of St. Peter's, because I was baptized here. I went to church here with my jefito and my mama and my familia. And you know what? St. Peter's Church was a very progressive church. St. Peter's Housing Committee was housed right here. We had Los Siete La Raza had a free breakfast program inside of the hall of the church. We had homeless center right around the corner from here at St. Anne's Hall. But you know what? They're changing too. They don't give up the church and all its properties. In fact, they're talking about evicting GG. They're talking about evicting the store here because some very wealthy, high-end restaurant has offered the church over $100,000 to evict them. And because they can afford to pay $7,000 a month to the church, well, let me tell you, if you do your research, the Catholic Church is one of the biggest, not million, multi-trillion-dollar corporations in the world. And how dare them talk about evicting when they should just read their own Bible, because the Bible says we should love, we should care for one another. So we pray today, and I pray today to the Creator that God enlighten the church and not evict these two people and these two small businesses. Si se puede! Si se puede! Si se puede!
Not just us, but every tenant in our building. We live at 23rd in Florida. We just passed by there. And we were very surprised to get this letter because most of us in our building have rent control. We've lived in the building. I'm going to speak for myself and for some of our fellow tenants. some of the families in our building, it's a 10-unit building, some of them have lived there their whole life, 65 years. Some have lived there, our neighbor has lived there for 45 years. Other neighbors have lived there for 25 years. We lived there for 13 years. Both of my babies were born in our house. And when we got this letter that said, notice of intent to withdraw unit from rental, notice of intent to basically withdraw the units from the rental market, we were really shocked. We were really, really shocked because we thought that with rent control, you know, you're pretty secure. And of course, we've been hearing about what's happening in the community, not just in the Mission, but all over San Francisco. And so we were really surprised, and immediately, you know, we got the letter, and then immediately we got a certified letter, and everybody in our building got the same letter. And you know, but basically our response was, we're not going anywhere. The Ellis Act is a statewide law that gives building owners the right to evict the entire building, take it off the rental market, and for 5 years. Within that time, they could rent it back to us at the same rate, but after that, they have to, they basically, it's open for business. And luckily, thank goodness that there's all these tenant organizations, housing rights organizations here in San Francisco. Yay! The $10 housing clinic has been supporting us, and we're very, very happy that they're here to support us. We have a lawyer who is going to be representing all of us in the building, and we're united, and we're going to say we're not going anywhere. We're going to fight for our home. You know, like what I was just saying in Spanish is that these, you know, our building is over 100 years old. The owner, we've never known the owner. We've known the rental property managers, and they've always been good to us. So what happened was the building was sold to a new owner. This owner has never lived in San Francisco in the Mission. This owner has never lived in our community. This owner has a lot of money and is out there speculating, looking at buildings and trying to figure out which buildings they could remodel and sell and make into condos and make a lot of money off of. That's what this is all about. And that is really what fires me up and gets the fire and activist rage inside my belly fired up. It's that this is about greed. This is not about, you know, this is nothing more than greed. And, you know, people say, you know, can you fight the Ellis Act? And are you guys inevitable that you're going to have to leave? And I said, you know, well, we're going to extend and fight this as long as possible. You know, I think the Ellis Act needs to be repealed statewide, but here locally, I think the city really needs to intervene.